Everybody dance now. I can't get that music out of my head. Dancing Panda, 8-year bourbon whiskey. Welcome to the show. Okay, I promise not to sing any more for this show. And I haven't been drinking yet. This is my first bourbon of the day. And why did I get it? I mean, I've seen this one other place, I don't know, maybe a week ago or so. Dancing Panda, straight bourbon whiskey, aged 8 years. It's 100 proof. It is a Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. And that's what really piqued my interest. It's not another MGP. It's not another sourced whiskey from Indiana. It's bottled. The company bottles it in Kentucky. They're in Kentucky, and it's distilled in Kentucky. So it stays in Kentucky until it got here. So the bottle is just so ornate. You got this Dancing Panda on the top. You've got a very embellished or emblazoned bottle. Kind of reminds me of the Bib and Tucker. I wonder if these guys make these bottles, because the Bib and Tucker is a little dark like this. It's not clear glass. It is a tinted glass, but very ornate like the Bib and Tucker bottles are, but even more so. I mean, you got this really heavy, crazy looking topper, and then you've got what looks like a challenge coin. If you're in the military, you know what I'm talking about. It looks like a challenge coin's been embedded in the glass, and then you got this really nice embossing, and then this really colorful label on the front that looks like a ticket. In fact, it says "Admit 1, Dancing Panda." It was affordable. I paid $61.99. I'd seen several places people advertising it for $65.99, so I certainly didn't overpay for the whiskey or bourbon, unless it's just not that good. Did they put all the money in the bottle? Well, we're going to find out. I'm hoping that the bourbon is as good, even half as good, as the bottle. I mean, as a collector, you're going like, oh, that's really cool. I've got to have that. It's not that expensive. I got to have it. I'm hoping the bourbon is really good, because I wouldn't mind having another. Wow. So, what about the aroma, Mike? That reminds me a lot of Green River. Not their wheated, their regular bourbon. I've got their regular bourbon and a single barrel from a bottle shop, and that aroma, that's the first thing that came to me. Like, man, that smells like Green River. I don't know that to be true, but it does remind me of Green River bourbon. And at 100 proof, well, it could be. Cheers. But it's not Green River. It's surprisingly good. A little on the sweet side. I'm getting kind of like a dark chocolate immediately. Brown sugar, dark chocolate, cinnamon, some other baking spices. A pretty good mouthfeel for $61.99. I wouldn't say it's exceptional. It reminds me of a lot of bourbons in this price range, but nothing skimpy here. I mean, this isn't some off-the-wall bourbon that you found at Total Wine, and nothing against Total Wine, but you know, some of those store brands or company brands they have in there are just not that good. This was in Total Wine. I might think it was a store brand, but it doesn't taste like any Total Wine store brand I've ever had. Let's take another sip. I'm getting some mint too. Brown sugar, definitely brown sugar, more than molasses or maple. But chocolate, I've got some mint going there. It's like a mint chocolate bourbon ice cream. Wow, let's take another sip. This is good stuff. It's got an excellent mouthfeel on it. Viscous. It is different. I have a lot of bourbons, and although it smelled like Green River, I can't tell you it tastes like anything else I have. It's that chocolate and that mint going for it. And then going into the finish, it's got enough oil that it stays there. Just go, that's the same taste, go right into the finish. No different. I'm not really picking up much in the way of fruit. Brown sugar, chocolate, mint, and anything else is minor. But yeah, that brown sugar, chocolate, and mint is what goes all the way into the finish. And medium is it's pretty much fading away now, so not a real long finish, but a good finish. Something that, sometimes you like the finish to change, maybe actually improve. You're going like, wow, I really like this finish. I'm not in a hurry to have another sip. This is pretty much the same all the way through. I think it drinks above its price point. I think it drinks more in the $70 range than it does the $60. I know that's not a lot of money, but sometimes the difference between a $60 and $70 bourbon can be quite a bit on your palate. This definitely tastes $70 and above. I don't think it tastes like a $100 bourbon, but $70, $75, yeah. If I didn't know the price, I'd say, oh, sure, I'd pay that for it, and I would. So surprise the hell out of me, the bourbon is actually good. Not great, but good, bordering on very good. We'll see how it does after it opens up for a while. Maybe this is as good as it's ever going to get. Or, like a lot of bourbons, maybe it gets better. The hook may be the bottle, but the bourbon completes the deal. So as always, please drink responsibly, never drink and drive, and we'll see you next time. Well, we hope you enjoyed our review of the Dancing Panda 8-year, and just when you thought it was the end of the show, you would be wrong. And why is that? Because we decided to turn this into a double pour. Now, if you've already experienced the Dancing Panda 8 and didn't watch the first section, welcome to Dancing Panda 10-year. That's right. Right after even before we produced the video on this Dancing Panda 8-year, we ended up finding the 10-year. Apparently the 4, 8, and the 10-year is now out. So we decided, why not? We thought we'd do a double pour. So right on the tail of Dancing Panda 8, we're going to talk about this Dancing Panda 10-year. Welcome to the show. Well, we'll try to keep this to around 10 minutes, but it might go a couple minutes longer because what are we going to do at the end of this segment? We're going to compare the 8-year and the 10-year side by side. It won't be a blind, but I pretty much already know how they taste like, or at least one of them, right? Or I will know at the end of this segment which one I like best. So, on our right, and I've been sipping it, is the 8-year. And if you look at it, they're pretty much identical. The 10-year hasn't gained really any more color to it. They're both a little bit reddish on the amber tint. So a little reddish amber. It's a beautiful color. Both of them have nice oil going for them. You really wouldn't expect a lot of difference. Same mash bill, just one is aged 2 years longer. Does it really make a difference? I don't know. I'm kind of suspect here. I'm thinking like, do I really want to pay that much more for the 10-year? And the 10-year I think is around $80. The 8-year I think is around $65, and we'll confirm that on the bottom of the screen. So 8-year, what's the SRP? 10-year, SRP, there you go, whatever it is. Well, I am, now this has just opened up, but when I reviewed this it had just opened up. I am getting a stronger aroma out of the tin. Not really any ethanol. It's that same unusual aroma. It's the same mash. I wouldn't say a funk, but it's something I can't identify. Some people call that a funk. Not a bad thing. But, you know, a molasses brown sugar with, and I don't remember if I said this before, but I'll say it now, licorice. It kind of reminds me of licorice coming off the aroma. I didn't get that on the taste of the 8, but the aroma is kind of like a black or red licorice. Interesting. Little candy-ish. Cheers. Interesting. It does remind me of the 8, but this is a little more spice. I don't know if it's because it's sitting in the barrel longer, but I am getting a little more spice. The mouthfeel is about the same. I really liked the mouthfeel on the 8. I thought, like, this is an 8-year. It's got a nice smell. This 10-year also has a nice mouthfeel. A little pepper on the front, not too bad. Definitely that molasses brown sugar, vanilla coming across. I don't remember exactly what I said about the 8, and of course it's a different night. This is days later, and I probably had something different for dinner. That always affects your palate, but it's quite good. Let's take another sip. It does remind me of the 8 quite a bit. I do think it's got a little more intensity of boldness to it. Maybe a little bit cranking up the spice a little bit. I don't remember that it's any less or more sweet than the 8. And when we get to it, we'll be able to tell you, we'll nail it. So it boils down to, what am I willing to pay $15 more for 2 years more of age? Let's find out. All right. On my right is the 8-year. It's only been open a couple of days. On my left is the 10-year. Well, you know when I opened it. Let's go to the 8-year. That's got a little more brassy taste to it. When I say brassy, harsher. Not as smooth. Back to the 10. Oh yeah. I mean, basically, it's like, you know, sometimes when you will soak something or marinate something, if you marinate it only for a little while, it's got the taste, it's good. But if you marinate something overnight, it's better. That's what this is kind of. This is kind of like it's been marinating for a couple hours. This has been marinating for a couple of days. In reality, a couple of years. I still like the 8, but there's that, it's, when I say, obviously younger, there's a reason for that, but also a little nuttier. And I do pick up, it does, to me, I can taste a younger bourbon in this. Not a bad thing. It's just comparing the two, the 10-year is smoother and less nutty. So would I buy the 8-year again? I would. I think it's a great bourbon. I think it falls in that, you know, I've gotten to be where I don't like anything younger than 4-year. If I see that it's one of these things, oh, it's been in a barrel for 2 years, I will put it back. I mean, there's some good bourbons out there that I read the label and says, such and such, aged for 2 years, put it back. I don't want anything that young. My palate's just grown where actually I like, 8 to 12 years. I really like a lot of bourbons that are 8 to 12 years. I'm really not even seeking out ones that are bottled and bond anymore if they're just 4 years. I mean, you bottled and bond can be more than 4. It just has to be a minimum of 4. Wow. There is a difference. I mean, side by side, there is a difference. This is a nuttier profile, a younger profile, a little more edgy. The 10-year, that extra 2 years, did it for me. I like them both. I would have no problem buying the 8-year again. But I think the reality is I'll drink the 10-year before the 8, and I'll be replacing that sooner. So the 8 may just fall away because I like the 10 better. Isn't that what happens? You buy something that's better and the other one just doesn't get drank? Enough said. I'm telling you, you have a choice, and $15 should not keep you from buying any bourbon. Go with the 10-year. I definitely think it's worth it. So please like, comment, and share, and tell me what you think if you've got any of the Dancing Pandas, the 4, the 8, or the 10. Are you working your way up? I started mid and went all the way up to the top. I'd love to see if they come up with a 12 or 15 to see what that does for 2 or 3 more years in a barrel. Might get too oaky, right? It just might. So as always, please drink responsibly, never drink and drive. And which one was the 10? It was the one on the left. Cheers. Boom, 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 boom.